Hello. Welcome to the information video for our reading workshop through HBCUish by NeuroNurture. The workshop is amazing. I'm super excited to present this workshop to you all. Melissa and I were talking about the experience that parents are having during this pandemic. So much inconsistency in, are they in school? Are they at home? Are we homeschooling? Are we crisis schooling? What is it? And in the mix and all the shuffle, some parents are often wondering, how are my children doing with their reading? Are they making progress? Are we stagnant? What do these assessments mean? Are we even going to have assessments to compare last year's performance to this year's performance? What does any of this mean for us? So we came up with an idea for a workshop that is going to help you with all of that. So we're going to hop into the PowerPoint to talk about this reading workshop, what it offers, what it helps you understand about your child as a reader, and how it supports your family during this pandemic as we figure out what's going on with this educational system. So we're going to hop on over to our PowerPoint. Did that work?
Yeah, we're there. Got it.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this reading workshop. So first, I'll tell you a little bit about HBCUish by NeuroNurture. So NeuroNurture is a preschool and early learning curriculum that I created way back in 2014. That's when our first NeuroNurture school opened in New Jersey. But HBCUish by NeuroNurture is a spinoff of that curriculum, except it is a completely virtual platform. So HBCUish by NeuroNurture is inspired by the vision of what if the confidence, connection, and culture of HBCUs was introduced earlier in life. Both Melissa and I went to an HBCU, specifically Howard University.
Yeah.
And it was there, and it was there that we were both empowered, shall we say, or uplifted by the experience of being educated in a healing way that respects our culture, provided a very deep connection with not just those who we were on campus with, but those that came before us, and then also deliberate efforts to build our confidence in our studies and in our lives. So I really wanted to bring that to children at a very early age because it's something that I was missing all throughout my high school experience. And I know Melissa can echo some of those same feelings of wanting to have more of that kind of edifying experience. So the HBCUish by NeuroNurture program is a safe space where our passion is creating programs and products that are based on internationally proven best practices that loudly celebrate our families. So we research, I research, Melissa researches, all of the NeuroNurture teachers research international practices and find the best of those. And then we infuse that with the NeuroNurture philosophy, as well as a deep celebration of our people and our culture. So much like the HBCU experience, enrollment in any HBCUish program unites your family with an interactive virtual village. You can find resources, make connections, and you can even participate in our monthly wind down parenting gatherings. And HBCUs by NeuroNurture has had some media attention here recently and over the years. It started in 2016 with our first two-page feature on the first NeuroNurture school, which was Hill Point Preparatory. And more recently, we've been in the news for pandemic pod schooling and the Washington Post. We were on CNN talking about pod learning. And then we talked about the NeuroNurture curriculum's approach to focusing on uplifting children by complementing their efforts over the outcome on Fox 29 in Philadelphia. So we've been making the rounds, sharing the information about the program, and we're really excited to share this specific program with you this evening. So let me tell you a little bit about Melissa Black. I already told you she went to Howard University. That's just one of her degrees. She's been an early childhood educator for almost 15 years. I know she doesn't look it. Move past that. Currently, she's teaching kindergarten in the DC public school system. She has taught in New Jersey and New York City, and specifically that's Harlem and Chelsea, and in Washington, DC. She has degrees in psychology, educational psychology, and special education for first through sixth grade. And then I'm going to let her tell you about her proficiencies because they are directly related to the reading workshop and why she's the perfect person to help you and support your family in your understanding of your child as a reader.
Yeah, so schools use a variety of assessment tools. So some that I've used quite a lot include Dibbles, STEP, Fontes and Pinnell, Marie Clay. These are all tools that are really meant to figure out where your child is as a reader and where they need to go. Now, obviously, some of them are better than others, and I certainly have favorites. But the heart of the matter is about being consistent, finding the best time of day to work with your child so that they're bringing their best, like just effort into the situation. We would never want to test a student when they're not ready, meaning like maybe they're tired or they're just like not feeling talkative. So all of these assessments have some commonalities within them, despite the branding for them all. And in the workshop, we're going to be covering how you can use like a book from your home, an ebook, a printout of a book, perhaps a text from a newspaper, to support your understanding of where your child is reading, particularly with their fluency, how quickly they read, accuracy, how many correct words they're reading. And there's some like little small idiosyncrasies with the accuracy piece, especially as students get older and they're reading more complicated text. And lastly, their comprehension. And comprehension shows up in two ways for readers. For our youngest readers, we would talk about their oral comprehension, how they can speak about what it is that they've read. And as we get into the second, third, and above, we want to start seeing how students' written comprehension is looking and making sure that we're supporting them in both areas, their ability to talk about what they've read and writing about what they've read. So some questions you might be asking yourself, Jennifer mentioned some of them already, but like, how is my child doing and are they making progress? Just figuring out where to spend your time. I know a lot of schools or even families have purchased a whole ton of materials, just deciding like, if we only have 30 minutes right now, is it best to be on a screen? Is it best to be doing some pleasure reading at home? Should we be practicing with flashcards? So all of those things, we'll talk about how to negotiate which activities and when. Also, and I know at least in my district, our report cards are really hard to understand. I don't actually understand why there's so many ones, B's, D's, and all these letters sent home to families. Obviously, there's a key, but you might be wondering, like, what does all of this really mean, and where can I find the information that summarizes where my child is at, and what questions to ask your child's teacher. Because at the end of the day, I know for our virtual learners, they're still having asynchronous learning time. And we want to make sure that that time is not just spent playing games on their tablet, but actually meaningful work time. Because if they were in school, that time would be taken with meaningful learning time. And lastly, where can you find books? And the great thing, obviously we're in a pandemic and there's not a lot great about that. But as far as the new technology that's available, there are a lot of places where you can find books, ebooks, where you can print out articles and such. And so we're going to talk about some places where you can find those books, and particularly how to find ones that match my child's assessment level, because there's a lot of names you might have heard about Lexile levels, or my child's reading at a level D. No, they're not getting a bad grade in reading. That's actually a leveling system that goes A to Z. So we'll talk more about that in the workshop. So we're really excited to offer this to you and hope it'll be helpful.
Yes. So this reading workshop is going to cover how to do a basic reading assessment with any book at your home, how to do a sight word assessment again at home, an introduction to the three components of an elementary assessment, what the suggested frequency is to perform assessments, then the types of assessments that schools typically perform, how to understand the results of those, and then how to understand your own assessment results once you achieve those. So now the last one, how to understand your own assessment and your school assessment results, is something that we are going to provide a more in-depth understanding about in the one-on-one checkup, which is a separate a program that you can opt into, and we'll have a separate video about that where you can actually look into, you can find out more about that program. You can click on that video after you watch this one, maybe.
Yeah.
So Melissa's going to talk more about the reading workshop. I just wanted to share with you all a little bit more of the details about this one as far as the ages that are covered in this initial iteration of the workshop. So the perfect grades to attend this workshop are parents of children in pre-K 4 through third grade. The workshop is going to be offered 2 times. The first time is going to be Thursday, February 11th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then again on Saturday, February 13th at noon Central Standard Time or 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the tuition and fees for this class is simply $10 per family. So $10 per family. There's an unlimited amount of families that can participate. This is just a workshop for adults, so there is no interaction with Ms. Black for the children. This is a question and answer period, an instructional workshop from Mrs. Black to support all of the parents as you support your young readers. So again, pre-K 4th through third grade. Now, if you are interested in a more personalized reading assessment or overview, then we encourage you to consider and to watch the video on our one-on-one reading skills checkup with Ms. Black, because that program includes a 3-part meeting with Ms. Black. The first one is a 30-minute parent session that goes over past experience, reports, and assessments. Then the second part of that program is a private 30-minute assessment session with Ms. Black. And again, as she said earlier, that's going to be done on a non-school day, on a day that is very respectful of your child's energy and focus ability. And then the third part of that program is a follow-up where Ms. Black goes in detail over the results and then presents to you a customized action plan of reading tools, tips, and tasks. And then an additional add-on that you can opt into is a 2-month follow-up after your one-on-one skills checkup, where Ms. Black and you come back together and look at that tools, tips, and tasks workbook that or work document that you create based on your assessments with Ms. Black. And then she'll follow up with you and expand that as needed. So we're going to have more details on that program in another video, but we just wanted to make sure you all knew that this reading workshop is a support to allow you to create your own assessments at home or perform your own assessments at home and understand what those mean. Whereas the one-on-one reading skills checkup is an in-depth assessment performed by Ms. Black based on a very thorough review of past experiences and assessments and reports, and then all of that taken together to create a customized tools, tips, and tasks document for your specific learner. Okay, so we wanted to share those 2 programs with you, but this video is about the reading workshop, which is $10 per family, and it's happening on February 11th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time and February 13th at noon Central Standard Time. I think that was the end of our slides. I think we didn't have any more slides. Was there anything else that we really wanted them to know about this workshop? Maybe, I'm trying to think if we forgot anything.
I think just as everything that NeuroNurture does, like this is meant to really help to empower families so that in the future you can go about asking really targeted questions with your child's teacher, and you can just have the best relationship with your child's teacher as it pertains to their reading. Um, and as far as the assessment and the offering of the one on one, which we'll talk about in the next video, some families might just feel like, hey, my child gets a little nervous when like we're working together. So it's a nice opportunity to take some of the pressure off of yourself and just have your child kind of do their best on their own as they would in school. So we're really excited to bring this to you, and we're hoping that the times work really well for everyone, and we can't wait. Yeah.
And if you can't make it to the live class, we will also be sharing the video as an on demand option. Obviously, live, you can ask Ms. Black questions, but on demand, you would still be able to email questions if you have them, and that would still be $10 per person to access that video, per family to access that video. So we just wanted to share this with you. And again, as Melissa said, our intention with NeuroNurture and everything with HBCUish is to empower the families, to empower the children, and to embolden you to be a champion for your child, even if you're homeschooling or if your child is in a traditional program of any sort. We want you all to have the tools to to speak up for your children and to make sure that what's being provided for your child is the utmost that can be done. So we are excited about this program. We hope you join us, and we thank you. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.